The sound of coqui frogs is one of the most distinct sounds on the island of Puerto Rico. Hello, my name is Dr. John Paul Sanchez, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of the Latino Medical Student Association, a national nonprofit organization founded to represent, support, educate, and unify U.S. Latino medical students. I also serve as the Associate Dean for Diversity and Inclusion at Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School, and as the President for the Building the Next Generation of Academic Physicians. This video was developed for medical student trainees and staff and faculty of our academic medical centers to help ensure equity in the visiting clerkship and residency selection processes. The video highlights negative experiences encountered by medical students in Puerto Rico when applying for visiting clerkships and residency programs located in the mainland U.S. As we begin, it is important to realize some important facts about Puerto Rico. Did you know that the island is a U.S. territory since 1898 and residents have been U.S. citizens since 1917? Puerto Rican culture is a combination of Taino Indian, Spanish, and African cultures. And there are two official languages on the island, Spanish and English, but Spanish dominates. About 1 year after Hurricane Maria, I visited Puerto Rico, the birthplace of both of my parents. My visit was in part to appreciate the aftermath of the hurricane and also to check in on the students and faculty of the 4 medical schools on the island. Over the past 8 years, in interacting with the medical students in Puerto Rico through our mutual membership in the Latino Medical Student Association, I had heard numerous accounts of them being treated differently as sort of second-class students when applying for visiting electives, internships, and residency programs on the mainland. I flew from Newark, New Jersey to San Juan, Puerto Rico, about a 4-hour flight. I rented a car and planned a course to visit all 4 medical schools over a 2-day period, from San Juan Bautista School of Medicine in Caguas, to Universidad Central del Caribe School of Medicine in Bayamón, to Ponce Health Sciences University School of Medicine in Ponce, and to the University of Puerto Rico School of Medicine in San Juan. As you can see in this table, the University of Puerto Rico is the only public medical school and received LCME accreditation in 1954. The other 3 medical schools are private and received accreditation between 1977 and 2007. Cumulatively, they graduate approximately 350 students, and there is great diversity among the leaders, including 2 deans that are women. The 4 medical schools in Puerto Rico have similar admissions and graduation requirements to the medical schools on the mainland. In terms of admissions, applicants must complete the AMCAS application, MCAT, complete pre-medical coursework, and achieve at least a bachelor's degree. For graduation, they must complete basic science and clinical coursework and the USMLE exams. Unique to applicants is they must be bilingual in English and Spanish. Understanding the assets of medical students from Puerto Rico and the challenges they encounter when applying to programs in the mainland U.S. is particularly relevant given the new ACGME core requirement regarding diversity. Commencing July 1, 2019, residency and fellowship programs, in partnership with their sponsoring institution, must engage in practices that focus on mission-driven, ongoing, systematic recruitment and retention of a diverse and inclusive workforce of residents, fellows, faculty members, senior administrative staff members, and other relevant members of its academic community. As academic health centers strive to identify a workforce competent in caring for Hispanic Latino patients, medical students from Puerto Rico can be a critical and invaluable resource.
So I think there's a little bit of confusion regarding our location. We are part of the United States, we are American citizens, and our school is accredited. So I think that's something that's a small bias that is important to address.
So our population in Puerto Rico, it's of course mainly Puerto Ricans, and what does that mean is that we have U.S. citizens in a political sense, but we also have Latin American people. We're Caribbean, we're Latin American, we're Hispanic, but we're also U.S. citizens, so we are a huge mix. And we're kind of unique in that sense, and having that perspective and that sense of what's out there in the real world prepare us, I think, as better candidates even for residency.
One of the strongest points of our university is community service. We have a group called Medicina Urbana where we go to communities and service people who are in need of help all throughout the year, and especially during adversities like Huracán Maria.
Really are hands-on medical students that learn by being a team and working with others.
One of our big assets, in my opinion, being a psychiatrist, is that all our students come out with a certificate in addiction. Addiction is a real problem in the States and in Puerto Rico, and that's an asset.
I believe that they've also done a great job at making us immersed in research. So I received the Howard Hughes Medical Institute's Medical Research Scholars Program Scholarship. It is a 1 year of research that I've been awarded. I am very proud to say that I am the second Puerto Rican student to actually be awarded this opportunity, and I hope to raise awareness of the quality of the students in Puerto Rico and motivate other students to apply to scholarships like this.
They should consider candidates from Puerto Rico, particularly because of our unique situation. You get a student that dominates both languages, can communicate in both languages, and has seen what it feels like to do a lot with a little, and knows how to maneuver and manage resources. So I think you really should give a chance and give the opportunity to candidates that come from this island. Dominan dos idiomas y están acostumbrados a hacer mucho con poco, manejan los recursos, saben que van a haber emergencias y se puede hacer mucho incluso cuando no hay luz, electricidad. Y yo creo que por eso los directores de residencia deberían reconsiderar el enfoque y darle una oportunidad a estos estudiantes que están más que bien preparados para suplir las posiciones de residencia en Estados Unidos.
And I think it's also very important to realize that they will bring a level of diversity to their residency program, and they will help their residents and their attendings learn about the Puerto Rican and Hispanic culture themselves.
Two students that train Maria, they have to go to rotations in the States, and they were looked as second-class medical students. And that was very sad for me, because one of them was actually one of the first in their class. He's a very brilliant and smart person, and because he was coming from Puerto Rico, he was treated differently.
I have had my own problems when I went to the US to do research. I was at this institution, and the officers, they wouldn't let me pass to the lab because they thought I was a janitor. And I had to explain to them, I'm a Puerto Rican student, I'm here doing research. So it was very hard for me because the only thing that they could see from me was my last name. So because it's a Spanish name, they thought I was a janitor and not that I was working there. So that was pretty hard for me. But I took it with patience and explained myself and try not to get mad at it, because I know it's mostly ignorance.
That is one of my concerns, that residency directors are gonna discriminate against us because we come from a school of the island, from Puerto Rico. They will not see us an LCME licensed school and a school that belongs to this family that is of all medical schools in the United States. And that's a true worry, and it's just a misconception that I wish most medical schools wouldn't have.
Sometimes at first they would ask me about my visa. They didn't know very well that I was a US citizen. Not everyone, but maybe other residents, other attendings. So I felt the necessity to actually work harder and harder so I could shine as I would like to, or even more. So they would say, yes, so she's from Puerto Rico, she's from the Caribbean, but she's good enough, or she's actually excelling in my fellowship. So that was maybe a pressure that I actually put on myself. It wasn't open, but I would say that it may happen.
When our students are going to apply either to a fourth year elective or a residency program, sometimes they'll get an immediate answer that they're not accepting international graduates. And of course, sometimes they are unaware that we are US citizens, so we don't need any visas, we don't need extra time, we can get on a plane whenever we want to and arrive at the elective or arrive at the residency program. We come in all colors, all shapes, and if there's one comment that we really, really despise, is that you don't look Puerto Rican, so please do not ask us or tell us that we do not look Puerto Rican, because Puerto Ricans look like everybody everywhere in the world.
Remember, to provide an equitable process for the medical students from Puerto Rico, please do not ask them if they have a visa or if they have the ECFMG certification. Do not ask if they speak English. Remember, their medical school education is in English and Spanish. Do not state that their application will not be accepted because they are foreign medical graduates. And do not state that they do not look Puerto Riqueño or Puerto Rican. Questions to consider asking applicants from medical schools in Puerto Rico include: how are the health issues different for Latinos, Hispanics residing on the mainland U.S. versus the island of Puerto Rico? How did training in Puerto Rico help make you a more competitive applicant? What knowledge and skills do you possess that can help us meet the needs of our diverse patients? And how do you hope to advocate for better health outcomes for Latinos, Hispanics on the mainland U.S. and on the island of Puerto Rico? Students can and should report incidents of bias to their Dean of Student Affairs or other leadership at their institution. Students can also report incidents to the VSAS system through the AAMC VSAS Help Desk. If related to the ERAS system, contact the ERAS investigations process. Further information on the 4 medical schools in Puerto Rico can be accessed at the following links. In closing, I call us to be vigilant in ensuring equity in the visiting clerkship and residency selection process for our medical students in Puerto Rico. Thank you to the deans, faculty, staff, and trainees of the 4 medical schools in Puerto Rico for their support in the design and creation of this video.